I just have so much more to look into this to even vote, and I appreciate a process that's more transparent, and then I'll be able to come up with a vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Clark?
Okay, did I?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
we both had them up.
Okay.
All right. I think some of the confusion may have been just from the new word charrette. I mean, you got to understand. When you talk about a workshop, everyone gets it. So what I'm thinking, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but you're talking about a design workshop to develop an overall downtown development plan. Is that what where you're coming from?
Yes, the charrette is, the word charrette just means it's a system, it's a process
Right.
that has been.
I understand,
yeah,
but
it's an overall workshop.
the whole
development
point is you
plan.
get people together, you try and come up with a good plan that you can propose to say, we have a vision for your city, in this area of the downtown. And this is what is encompassed in that vision,
Correct.
all right? When you talk, I mean, those kinds of concepts we've heard before, it's easier to get it. The charrette isn't. So nothing against the word, it's just that we got to get our minds around it.
Okay.
And I think that's what we're doing today to some extent. How does this vision that you foresee coming back with, or you want to propose, how does that fit in with there's been, as I'm sure you know by now, multiple studies of the downtown area. How does it fit in with that? And how do you propose to make sure that we don't duplicate what's happened before and then not gotten any place?
Well, I think we've been very blessed and fortunate, and I'll mention it just because Councilman Braddock mentioned it. When we talk about bringing projects to the table, we've been very fortunate to get a win, as I've told Mr. Corliss, that Ripken's coming to town and it has to be comprehensive development. So not only can we tell our hotel partners we want you here, we can tell you that we can help sustain you. We can help bring people to your business to ensure that you don't go out of business. As Councilman Braddock talked about, you have to have a sustainability. So when we talk about now, and we didn't know this when we first proposed the charrette, our goal was just to have a plan, as Joanne said, that encompassed even the existing things that we're having. But I think the difference for us in this one is that these things will actually be executed, is if we worked, as long as we collectively all work together. It's really about partnering, and then that's why I've had so many meetings with so many people in the city, because we have to partner, we have to work collaboratively together to develop this plan and then to execute the plan. So that's how I think it differs.
Will you be coming back then with a proposal or with a vision that includes the possibility that the Cal Ripken thing won't work and that there's other options, that there are other possibilities? Or are you going to throw all your eggs in one basket? I mean, that's where I'm coming from. I'd like to see that overall.
I think the charrette is separate than the Ripken. We've just been fortunate to have the Ripken. The charrette is its own entity, and the Ripken is just one of the projects that we were working on separate from the actual charrette planning process. So we're not going to throw the plan away or not execute it, but I'm going to tell you, I have had more restaurants and retailers interested in coming to Saginaw knowing that they have people that are going to occupy the downtown. So when Joanne talked about a full development that we can hand the developer, that's what they want to see. They want to see in 5, 10, 15 years where you're going to be. That allows them to make a better decision as to whether they're going to invest in your city. And so that's what we're getting. We're going to have that development plan. It may be phased over 15 years, but at least when we talk to a potential developer, we can say, okay, in year 5, this is where we're going to be, and they may be interested at that point. But without that plan, you're selling. You're not selling anything. So again, I think that's where this plan is a little different. A lot of this will be executed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. Ms. McKinney, thank you for coming. I think it's very important that we realize we do have our economic development arm seems to be working very closely with you, which we support financially, all of us, as well as our DDA. So in terms of assurance for me, that's a good sign for me, okay, to have that support. I think another important area would be to first possibly get emails and numbers of all the council people. You may already have that, but I would like to get emails of meetings, et cetera. If I'm available, I can attend. And I think it's very important. If I'm available, I would like to attend. Is it open for?
Oh, we're always open.
Okay.
We're very transparent.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just communicating something to you, you know.
No,
I'm just trying to convey what I think would be just another advantage in terms of having communication funnel up, you know. We may not always be able to be there, but just that communication. I haven't received any communication. I would like to.
You have not received?
No, I have not.
Mr. O'Neill, I've called you several times. So our ability to communicate, we're open, we're
Well,
transparent.
let
We
me-
want
let me-
you guys to
let
know
me
everything
finish.
that we're doing.
Let me finish. I admitted that we've talked on the phone, but in terms of emails, of meetings and things like that, I have never received anything like that. I'm just suggesting, just as a suggestion,
Right.
that you provide information to not only me, to all of us of meetings, et cetera, in the event that we are able to attend. I think that will help in terms of getting information, communicating with amongst ourselves about, hey, what's going on. That's
have-
all. I'm just.
We don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay, I'm just
And we've tried
offering
to
as
do
a
that.
suggestion, okay?
No, we've tried to do that. We don't have, I think most folks that have attended have
That's
gotten
it.
our emails.
Okay, well, I'm trying to paddle with you here. I'm not paddling, so, okay? I'm
I
trying to
understand.
paddle with you. So I think that would be helpful, but, and I think, again, in closing, I think it's a role of a DDA to embrace, you know, the optimistic entrepreneurial spirit of a different perspective, a different view. So I would hope the DDA is supporting you, not just in lip service, but in actual, because what I'm hearing, we're getting, you know, they may say, well, we support you, but information saying, well, question marks. So the things I'm sharing is I think will add value to just reducing misinformation. If I'm able to be there, or if other members of council are able to be at some of these meetings and we can hear it and communicate and be abreast of it, I think that will bode well just to keep things moving at this level. Because you're asking us again for support. So this is just a suggestion, okay? All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes?
I'm just going to say this. I was on the DDA. I was the original member of the DDA, and I was the chair of the DDA at one time. The purpose of the DDA, and I want you DDA members to hear this, is to put yourself out of business. To get to a point where you got people like this bringing projects to this community where you're not even necessary, it's not even necessary to have a downtown development authority. That's the purpose of the DDA, is to get to a point where we've got so much development going on that there's nothing left for you to do. And that's all I have to say.
Just a comment that I'd like to make. I have a slightly unfair advantage, I guess, in this, because I've actually been through an AIA charrette process, and it's a really cool thing. But I understand the difficulty in getting people to sign off on a process. And I guess I understand that because that's what I do in my day job every day, is try to sell a process that is somehow difficult to understand. I think that we've come a long way tonight in getting some understanding of that, and hopefully I would encourage everybody to go to the website that Joanne mentioned and take a look at what not only how the process works, but what comes out of it, what the work product is, because I think it would be very, very valuable information. I also think that part of, and I've said this privately before, I'll say it publicly now, I think part of the issue here is it's actually a double-edged sword, because I think one of the great things about this is that we've never done it this way in Saginaw before. And it's a wonderful opportunity to finally do something the way the rest of the outside world does things. The problem is is that we've never done it this way in Saginaw before. And that's a big problem in Saginaw. So I would urge us to look beyond the problem side of it and look at the opportunity. So, thank you.
Thank you.